Can we talk about how it's not a race and how we can learn to rest? This is something that I am practicing and learning because it wasn't always taught or modeled to me. It wasn't until I had my own linear progression all the way to burnout that I realized that I have a cyclical body and I can't go the same pace all the time. And maybe you've experienced this too. You've probably heard me talk about this, but what I want to share today about this idea that it's not a race is this concept that we think of oftentimes in taking care of ourselves that we call self-care. And a lot of times in the wellness world that term gets tossed around, and you might think of bubble baths or getting a massage or getting your nails done. But to me, self-care is all of those things. It can be all of those things, and there's nothing wrong with any of them, but it's more about self-management. It's about knowing your energy and managing your energy in a way that you know when your peak energy is, and you know how to harness that and work with it and what it's calling you to, and you also know those times where your energy is at a lower point and all of it needs to come inward to do a different kind of work and not the one that we see always modeled on the outside. And that's often the difficult thing about self-care and self-management, isn't it? Because we can look around at any given time, especially on Instagram. You hop on social media and you see someone running their fastest time, doing an amazing workout, climbing a mountain, launching a product, just doing something that just makes you, if you're in a restful state, feel like I'm doing nothing. And you compare yourself to that and think that you should be doing something else. Which is why, one, it's important to maybe stay off of those things when you're in a period of rest and truly take your energy inward, but side note, and really mostly understand that cyclical nature of your body and of yourself, which is what we're talking about in the theme in August in The Wild. Rest and rhythms is the theme. Because I know that part of this process for me has been understanding the experiences and the habits that really energize me and deplete me, and also knowing more about what rest looks like for me. So I'll walk you through kind of a broad overview here, and of course if you want to go deeper you can join us in the wild. But one of the questions that I have in the journal is what people, experiences, habits, whatever it might be, energizes you, makes you feel more awake and wild. And also then on the flip side, which ones really deplete you, which ones zap your energy. So knowing what fills you up and knowing what takes your energy down in the other direction is so important. We can make different choices that way, right? And there's also a section on rest, because as I shared, this isn't something that always comes easily to us. And it wasn't until I really reflected myself on what rest feels and looks like to me that I was able to start practicing it. And when I was able to start practicing it, then that's when things started to shift, and I noticed the different paces throughout my cycle, throughout different phases, for example, and how each had their value and each were important, and just prioritizing one of them, that one being the hustle and go, didn't have as much value as giving them all their place and space. And so we think oftentimes that to experience more or to feel better in life that we have to do more, and sometimes that does come in the form of us doing through our workouts too, because we want ourselves to feel better through that. We get that confidence boost, or that boost that we're enough, we're doing enough, we are enough, all of that. But it's often what we say no to doing, isn't it? It's often what we say no to doing so we can create that space, and sometimes that space gets filled with nothing. It's not nothing, actually. It does get filled with something, and it's something really important, and it's rest. So remember, it's not a race. Thank you for watching. I'm going to rest in my hammock. That's one of the things that is rest to me. And if you'd like to join us in the wild, I will see you there. And if not, I'll talk to you again soon.